Okay, he's looking better and better. Take his head off there. I went ahead and I've attached the ends of the belt here. I've put a little rivet decoration here, and I'm going to show you how to do that here just in a second. Got his bullets painted all the way around. I've got first coat on the spurs. I've soaked his chaps down because I'm going to get ready to paint those in just a second. I'll just see some dry areas here. So, I'm going to show you how to do this decoration on his cuffs. Here on this gun holster, I've gone ahead and painted in the end of the gun handle there. So, to add a little decoration, this is just too flat and brown. Here's what I do. I get me some black paint. Find my trusty toothpick. I don't want to use that yet. Same size. I keep all different sizes of dowels around here because they come in handy for this. Get some of this old dry paint off of here. Builds up after a while, and if you don't get rid of it, you end up with getting a sloppy looking dot, which I don't want. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just sort of make a star pattern here in the middle. So with the large dowel, I'm going to put one right here in the middle, just like that. Okay, so then set that aside. With the next size dowel, I'm going to put one here, one here, kind of even that one up, match the other one, one here, and one here. Okay, now with the smaller dowel, or toothpick rather, put one here, one here, one here, and one here. There. Now that gives me my...
It's too dark, I can't see it. Lay it flat.
Okay. I'll lay it flat, she says. Alright, so what that, we have to wait for that to dry, which will probably take a while because there's a lot of paint on there. And then what we'll do, we'll come back with these dowels again, and with this dowel, the medium one, we will put a dot on the big spot. With the toothpick, we will put a dot on the mid-size dots right there. And with the other end of the toothpick, I'll cut that off just a bit, we'll put a dot on the smaller dots. And that'll give us a nice looking little pattern, and it'll look good.
With what color?
Gold. It'll be brass tacks, that's what they used. Okay, and I will do the same thing on his cuffs. And probably eventually I'll be doing some kind of design down in here. I'm thinking of putting some, if you've looked at some of my past Cowboys on their chaps, they have conches going down the side of the leg with leather tassels hanging down. I was thinking maybe I'd put a couple of those in here. I think that'll look real slick, and that's something I haven't done before. Always looking for new things to do. So anyway, we'll get to that later on. So right now, I thought we pretty well got the lower part of him done. So what I'm going to do right now is first tell you about my base. On these bases, this upper part here was just a piece of pressed board, which I sloped the edges, covered it with Bondo to where it's, you know, I left the surface rough. Then I came back and painted, you know, a light tan over the whole thing, and then came back and touched it up with burnt, or not burnt, but raw sienna, and there's a little bit of, what is that color? That ain't the color. Burnt sienna to color the top, and then I painted a umber ring around here real rough, and then on the very bottom edge I put a little black edge, and that separates everything up, sort of steps it up to the top. Okay, looks good. All right, get that out of the way. Oh, nothing. Footprints. See the footprints here? Well, you can also see the little nails to hold this in place. See the footprints? I hope you can see them. What I do when I put the Bondo on there, I take a piece of saran wrap, clear plastic wrap, and I lay it over the top of it. I've already drilled my holes to where he's going. I figured that out beforehand. So I lay that piece of saran wrap over the top of him, and I position him on there and press him down. And then just leave it alone for a bit till I can see that it's setting up. And then once it's set up, I take him off, pull that saran wrap off, and I've got two nice impressions to where he's going to set. And what that also does, when he's standing, let me get it down here. When he's standing, see, it's just like that hat going on his head. There's a very slight indentation here to where the sole goes down into the dirt, just like in real life. If he was standing out in the middle of a, you know, a pasture up close, or a pen where the horses are kept or whatever, that's exactly what would happen. And it also, you know, just increases the chance that that dowel holding him down is not going to show. And believe me, once these 4 dowels are glued and locked in here, this guy is never going to go anywhere except out of my gallery in some collector's house. All right, now I've been experimenting with colors for my shirt over here, and I think I've pretty well decided on this one here, which is a mixture of red and blue. Maybe just a little bit of brown in there too. It's a nice color. Hopefully you can pick that up in the camera. Ought to look good. Give him some color. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this stuff.
9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Nothing.
Is it still going? Give them a full taste of what goes on around here. This is the beauty of painting on glass, is you can get rid of all this old paint. Get it all over your hands. So Judy, why don't you shut the camera off, because I got to go wash my hands. Okay, for his chaps, for the fur part of his chaps, goat hair, I'm going to start off with mudstone. Now that's kind of a dirty looking color, but that's just the beginning color. We're going to be putting several different colors on here, and it's probably going to run over into the next video because we don't have enough time left. So squeeze me out a good dollop of that right there. Find me a brush to start with here. When you paint, always load up your brush. Get that brush full of paint. That way you don't have to constantly go back so much. And fill it up. You can see there's a lot of paint in there. So now that you know where I'm going, Judy can stop the video and we'll come back after I get this done. Okay, I've got the first coat on here. That's that mudstone. And what we're going to have to do now is just set this set aside to dry. Okay? And then we'll come back later this afternoon and continue on in the next video of the next steps of coloring that. Okay? But right now what we can go ahead and do, this is dried enough here, so I can go ahead and finish the decoration on his holster. Now that was the big dowel. This is just an 1/8 inch dowel here.
Head's in the way.
Head's in the way. Alright, so set that aside. Now that's just a toothpick. Over there. That black paint, what it does, it just gives a little border around your gold. It makes it pop off there just that much more. Now turn that toothpick around to that point. There. See how nice that looks? And see how the black, let me see if I can move this around a bit to get a more round appearance. Just makes everything pop. I like that word, pop. Okay, so I went ahead and basically, oops. Go wash my hand again. Went ahead and put the dots around his cuffs there, so I'll be doing that here shortly once that dries. And oh yeah, one thing. Remember yesterday we were talking about spurs and the jingle bobs? Well, as soon as I finished that video, guess which song immediately came to mind? I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. Well, that's where that comes from. It's those jingle bobs. Okay, so how much time is that now? 16 minutes. So it's time to stop. And like I say, once this dries, I have to go to town this afternoon with the boys and do a little whittling. So when I come back around 3 o'clock, this should be more than dry enough to continue on with the next part of it, if I can chase down my videographer. Okay, so until then, I'll talk to you later.